Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Jabber. I'm coming at you with episode 183. If you're a new friend to my channel, welcome. I hope you like what you see. Subscribe, comment, thumbs up, do the YouTube thing. If you're a returning friend, thank you so much for coming to spend some time with me this week. I look forward to our visits every single week, and I have so much goodness to share with you this week. So let's dig in. First, I'm fresh off a retreat from Fancy Works in Bloomington, Indiana. I had so much fun. We like to say, like, we sit, stitch, solve all the world's problems. I'm around like-minded people. It's a wonderful thing. I'm gonna pop a couple pictures in here of my group picture for the tables, my table mates. I had Lisa, Delisha, Heather, and Chrissy. It was so wonderful to sit and stitch with them all weekend. I also was able to see Candy, the 614 Stitcher, my dear friend, and so many, I was not great at taking pictures, but so many other new friends from the Keepsakes area, old friends from Fancy Work Hoosier Stitchers time, and other people that I've met along the way, floss tubers that have interacted with me, and it was just a blessing. I even met Renee, who watches me on here, and she was so cute. She was like, Janet Jabber, and I'm like, hi, and she's like, you don't know who I am, I just watch you. So thank you for saying something to me, Renee, and having a chit chat with me there. I also, this is in the middle of the forest, as they say. There was like little signs there. It's woods. In my neck of the woods, we call it woods. But anywho, there was some wildlife. This little guy thought he needed a snack from the bird feeders. So where we would dine, there were these bird feeders that hung all along the edge. I saw so many cardinals, blue jays, yellow finches, woodpeckers, squirrels, raccoons. So it was, I don't know, it was fun. We were in the middle of the wildlife. And my daughter said, in the middle of nowhere. Cell phone reception was very bad. When I went into my bedroom to go sleep, or my room to sleep at night, it said SOS. So yeah. So not a lot of that, and they struggled. But I FaceTime with them every day, and it was good. I still saw my little grandbabe. So, all right, enough about my retreat. Even though I always enjoy, again, you hear me say this again and again. If you get a chance to go to retreat, do it. If not, even make your own retreat at home to where, like, nope, I'm not doing laundry. I'm not making beds. I'm not doing anything. I'm stitching this weekend. So do the best you can to do that. Even if it's a virtual retreat, even if it is virtual friends. You can tell this little guy missed me a lot. Yeah. All right, so let's get into our normal stuff. First, I want to talk about my Happy Mail in the links below. Again, we are getting ready to jump into a new month, so I will be doing a new round of Happy Mail where I send out just cards to some random followers that I just like to send some goodness to. So I also want to thank Mandy for buying me a coffee. That is in the description box below. I appreciate that very much. So after that, we're going to move into the segment of Featured Friends. This first one that I have here is Mary. She sent me a picture of and for screw because she knew I'm stitching on that also. And basically she said she got it framed several years ago after she completed it. A friend gave her the frame. But basically her point was, if she can do it, I can do it. So she's encouraging me on my and for screw, and I did make progress, and you'll see that today, Mary. So thank you very much for sharing that with me. If you would like to be on my featured friend, just shoot me an email at janetjabber@gmail.com. I have a few more in the queue, but they're coming. So I'm kind of backpedaling because I grabbed from my pile here, and back to the retreat, the Fancy Works retreat. Every morning when we come to our table, there would be a little treat. So I want to show you what our treats were. So the first morning when we came out, there was this little pin cushion, which is made, of course, out of a hoop and finished off, and these stick pins. Beautiful. It was lovely. There were all different colors of material used, and that was a nice little treat. The next day we came out, and this will be hard to show, but there was a corner gauge, and this corner gauge does 1, 2, and 3 inch, but there are little hash marks to where you could break it down even more. So that's great, and see-through, so you could count your threads with it also. And last but not least is this little pill. It's a needle bottle. I've always seen it as a pill bottle, but and they gave us in here. I don't want to lose these. Come on, Janet. They gave us 3 little pins or 3 little needles in there. So so it was nice to come to your table every morning to have a little tiny treat. So thank you very much to the Fancy Works crew that made that happen. All right. I also want to do my giveaways from last week, but sorry, tap. Gabby missed me too. My giveaways from last week, I want to address the international shipping issue. So I was contacted and someone was upset that they wanted to be included in the shipping. And just to give some reference for the international shippers, the last time I shipped something like to Australia, it was $40, and to Finland, it was $20, and to Canada, it was $15. So this is the reason. And this person reached out and told me some other floss tubers had sent them something and it was only under $4. So, and they didn't think that was too much money, and it's not. So basically it forced me to go do that research, and I did. Basically, I went and talked to my postmaster here and he told me how I needed to ship it. And the short of the story is, I can include them on patterns that are paper patterns like this, but international will not be included in kits that I have. I don't do a lot of kits, but they pop in from time to time. They're things that were donated to me, and kits are just too bulky, and that is where the cost comes from. So now that I know, I'll do better and welcome you back into that. So, but this week, if you recall, I do giveaways every other week. So this week is the who won from last week. So these are my leading up to Easter ones. Gabby is digging for attention over here, guys. So for number 1, I'm spelling it here, Jan, because I know I'm gonna not say your name right. Jan Hipus. Your name's here, Jan. So contact me. And the other one is Chelsea R. Please get a hold of me at janetjabber@gmail.com with your address so I can get those mailed out, and we'll move forward with our giveaways next time. All right, so Gabby, you have to go lay down. I gotta stop the lovin's. All right, so what I have now are my whips and works in my progress, my FFOs. I don't have any FFOs. I have a finish. So let's just dig into this pile that I have next to me. So I have 2 finishes for you. This one I didn't start that long ago, and it's Liberty Lights. I think I had just very little shown to you last week. And Liberty Lights is by the Frosted Pumpkin and is on a 32 count raw opalescent. So fun to stitch. Yeah, so that one's done, and I can finish that hopefully. Oh my gosh, she missed me so much. All right, go lay down, place. All right, the next one that I have, I was so excited to finish this. I finished this at retreat. This one I worked on in 2022 for Candy's mental awareness month in May, and I got plans for that. Her and I spoke about it this weekend, but this is a finish. Oh Beautiful by Lindy Stitchy. I absolutely adore this piece. Oh Beautiful. Oh my darling, it's true. Beautiful things have dents and scratches too. I look forward to framing this and having it in my house. Oh, it's just gorgeous. I hope you guys like that. I love this chart. I love stitching it. I thought I wouldn't like the border, but I liked the border when I was stitching on it. So this is on an 18 count solo die by Silk Weaver. So it was, I just picked it up. Like, I don't know where I picked it up because I don't usually order from them. So I don't know if my sister gave it to me. I'm not really sure. But anyway, that's what it's on. All right, moving into my whips, my works in progress for this week. I have quite a bit to show you, which I am so excited about. So first of all is my queen, my Mirabilia queen, my spring queen, as a matter of fact, stitched on white tee 28 count by Color and Cotton. And I'm going to show you what she looks like full length and then kind of talk about what I worked on. So here's where my spring queen is. And what I worked on this week was the underside of this pink ribbon as it's going down. So I outlined it so that when I went to retreat, I would be able to stitch in it, and I almost got done, but not quite. So whatever, it's always a good chunk, and it makes me not have to, I mean, I have to follow the pattern because there's beads in there. So there's spots where it's like, there's openings, but it's not as hard, for lack of better words, because I do work on my queens even at retreat. So the next thing that was calling to me, and I stitched on at retreat, and there was several of them. Delisha stitched on this, Chrissy stitched on this. That was at my table. I'm not sure anywhere else in the room, but people recognized it. So beautiful thing, or Bluebirds of Happiness by JBW. And this is where I got to. So this is what it looks like, and what I worked on this weekend were these little berries and leaves down the side and this tiny little spot across. So as you see, I have 3 needles going because like I put the, like when I do these berries, and I just work 3 needles on this when I, not all the time, but when the motif needs me to, I do. So that was fun to work on, and that was my, in the morning when the eyes were good, I worked on this piece of 32 count Lugana called Not Another Sampler by Bestitch Me. So that is when I did that. Now this I did not take to retreat, so I stitched on it earlier in the week, and again, I can't stop stitching on Nora Corbett's Junebug. Sarah, I hope you're getting some time on this because I love it. I love the colors. I love everything about this. This is stitched on a 32 count water lily, so it is stiff linen, but I don't care. I love the color combination. So it is done equally on each side, and I probably am not going to get to touch it this week. So it is what it is. But yeah, as you can see, I'm working down and it's symmetrical on each side, and that is probably one of the big things. The colors and the fact that it's symmetrical just calls to me. So moving along on Miss Junebug there. Again, I'll tell you in personal life later, but this week is going to be probably a very light stitching week. The next one is a done for now, but I have the virtual retreat at the end of this month, so I am showing you Summer of Stars Hollow and Autumn in Stars Hollow. So these two, I just finished up this part right here on the truck, so that was finished up at retreat, also filling in that Jeep. So the next part that I have in April is Spring in Stars Hollow. And then sometime in the early 2024, they haven't announced the dates, but we'll be doing Winter in Stars Hollow. I would guess it's 2024, but anywho. And this is a full coverage when those little sections come out. So that is that for now. I still have plenty to go. I mentioned that from Mary earlier for my featured friend that I would be showing And a Four Screw, and that's what I'm gonna do. Just to remind you, And a Four Screw, I had started in like, I don't have the card out, but like 2020 or something like that, maybe 21. I feel like it was 21, and I stitched very little on it, and it wasn't calling to me because it has so many, like each motif has a lot of color changes, so it just wasn't calling to me. So a bunch of floss tubers in 2022 did this, and I jumped on the bandwagon for 2023. They took a chart that they want finished and they broke it down into 12 segments. I know it's kind of hard to see on here, but this is my And 4 screw. So this was done before we started. This is 1, 2, and 3. So in the month of April, I will do this section, but right now I'm going to share with you where we are for the month of March because that section is done. It is so colorful and so beautiful. And here we go. That is what it looks like in whole. And then I finished off in the month of March, like this section here. I encourage you, if you have a chart like this that is challenging for you, just break it up into 12 sections and give yourself little bits. I actually met a monogamous stitcher this weekend, and she just stitches on one thing. Like she stitched on Maps of Hawk Run Hollow the entire weekend, and kudos to her. I used to do that. I used to be a monogamous stitcher, and I wouldn't stitch as much as I wanted to because when the piece got like, I was just like, I just stopped stitching on it completely. So this is my jam to switch around. My next piece is my Mill Hill Monday. This love is what I'm stitching. I love, and this is where I'm at on it. All the white is done in that, and I will be bringing out probably Ecru is the next color that'll come out. So it's kind of boring right now, but once those colors pop, they gonna pop, and beads that go in with it also. My next piece, and as a reminder, yeah, these look like little finishes, but I am not counting it as a finish until they're all finished. So I am talking to you about Wicked Wednesday, Halloween Calendar by Tiny Modernist. I did complete block 23 this week. So those little pieces of candy on 23. That was fun. I'm trying to hold these up longer. My friend Greta, who I've known forever, even from the very beginning, tells me I don't hold stuff up long enough, but I just don't like have a lot to talk about them. I show you what I did and move on. All right, so this piece is my Festive Friday, hands-on designs, Cranberry Christmas. I'm doing the big pillow right there, and I am using sulky threads. And I got mess. I'm not, actually I don't remember if I did crayon, and I don't know where I was last week because this last weekend of stitching it was a lot of stitching and a lot of talking. I at one point had like a sore throat for real. I was like, what in the world? So back to the Fancy Works retreat. Our designer was Stacy Nash, and you have probably seen this already on the socials, but I'm sharing it with you here because it was a new start for me for my stitching. And this is what she had, a French flea market pin keep that she designed exclusively for Fancy Works. And I actually went up and had her sign it. This is what the pattern looks like. I'm gonna pop a picture in here of the display that she had. It was so cute. So cute. This is a 32 count Weeks Dye Works Cocoa linen. And it's just one thread. So I just did a start so that I could actually do it in the presence of Stacy Nash, like she knows, but whatever. I wanted to start it at retreat to commemorate a new start for my Fancy Works retreat. So there you go. There were about 3 people that finished that this weekend. So I'm excited for them. I just didn't have that in me, that dark. I had my good lighting with me, and I was sitting next to a window area, and but it rained a bit, so it was like grayish. And anyway, I got it started, and I'm happy about it. All right, that is all the stitching I have for this week. I want to talk to you about my next 2 weeks of stitching. Is going to be kind of light. I'm going to try really hard, and I'm going to do some really dedicated stitching, hopefully on the weekends. But where I work, production is laid off for the next 2 weeks. So there will not be any trucks being built. And when that happens, the maintenance, which I'm a millwright for General Motors, the maintenance division usually has to kick up their game. We do projects, we do fixes that we've been band-aiding over for a while. And basically the moral of the story is I'm really tired when I'm at home because it's a different level of work. Usually my work is a response work. If there's a breakdown, we respond to it. If there's like a truck that's not set on the carrier correctly, we have to go correct it. So I'm during the week where like we put out fires. So this kind of work is completely different. I'm gonna pop a picture in here that's from our last shutdown that we did, that Christy's husband Mark, one of my fellow workers, took of me, and it was cute. He actually took a video, but I just like snapped this little picture out of it. So this is Janet at work on a conveyor chain that we were pulling in new chain for. So I don't know. It's a different me than this for sure. So that's gonna be going on. So I'll be really tired. But over the weekend, my WIPGO calls for April were called, and I want to share them with you of what I got called, which was so exciting for me because the first number to call, I don't remember the numbers. I just know what my projects are. Anyway, it is Wilbur. That was what it's called for me, Teresa Koga's Wilbur. Well, what is so cool about this was on my list a focus for the month of April. So I would love to see this as a finish in April. For Whip Go, it is just 500 stitches, 5 hours, 500 stitches, that kind of a thing for me. But it will definitely get more than that. So this goal is not going to be hard for me to accomplish, I do not believe. But I want to show you my starting point, and it is his little nose. Look at this. It's Wilbur's little nose. Isn't that so cute? I don't know what this is stitched on right now. I don't have the card out. I will tell you next time. But you're going to see Wilbur come to life more than just a nose. Hopefully, hopefully we just have a lot of goodness in regards to that. So that is Wilbur. And my other one, I'm going to pop a picture in here, is my butterfly Afghan. My butterfly Afghan isn't an Afghan that my mother purchased the Afghan. I collected the magazines in 2007, and I have been stitching on this little piece of love for a long time. It feels like each one of those blocks seem to take forever. But I feel the love of my mom when I'm actually stitching on this. So I look forward to getting there on this one. I feel like I'm in the middle of one of the blocks. I did not pull it out yet. So I feel like I'm in the middle of one of those blocks. So we'll shoot for a full block finish and maybe the start of a new one. Again, it is 500 stitches on that is what my goal is, but we'll see what this month brings us. Other than that, I want to share with you a little bit of haul and then personal life stuff. So my little bit of haul, since it was a Stacy Nash retreat, I had to get something Stacy Nash, and I wanted this when I saw it was coming out at market, but I knew Stacy Nash was coming to this retreat. So she had a little pop-up shop, and I went ahead and purchased her, from her, a Walk Through the Garden Pin Keep Stack. So it's these 3 little pillows, and they're super cute. And she had these little tags for sale also, floss drop bling, I don't know what you call it, but it's got a little beeswax hanging there. So that is what I purchased from the Stacy Nash little pop-up. I also was fortunate enough to have gotten in my punch needle and primitive stitch magazine. I did take this to the retreat, but I just used it like to fall asleep with. So I was looked through this goodness. There's plenty of goodness, and I'm sure there's other floss tubers that are have done flip throughs. But and it reminds me I need to call there now that I showed it to you, because it is my address, but it's addressed to somebody else. So I need to get a hold of them. Last but not least of a haul was I am in the Dying to Stitch Berries Club, and from Erica Michaels. So excuse me, mine came in. And it's all kitted up. It's so beautiful. I'm not taking it out because you can tell it's the Wicked Crinkly that is very noisy. But pins and needles. I actually saw Lisa finish this at retreat. It is so cute and so full of goodness. So that is basically my haul for the weekend, or for this week. So that's all that I have stitching wise. If you want to stick around for personal information, stick around. So I mentioned that I missed Ozzy so much. I missed my daughter and Ozzy and my normal routine, but it is so good to get away. Again, the kids were like, you can't go to these ones that have no reception. But I FaceTimed her. So here's a picture of little Miss Ozzy and I FaceTiming. We did that quite often. I don't know, just to see my little bundle of cheeks. And then we also, when I returned from retreat this weekend, because getting together on the weekend is the only way that the husband and I can, is Monday was my daughter's adoption day. So 11 years ago on the 27th, my husband adopted Elizabeth and she became a Osborne. So we celebrate that every single year for her. So we all went out to dinner, and here is the picture of those two. And if you've ever wondered, that's where Ozzy came from. My daughter was born to me while I was single. I got married and she chose to change her name at adoption date at the age of Elizabeth was 10 years old, and she chose to take on Jeff's last name because that's the last name I had. And then, of course, if you've been here, you know that she got married and had babies. So when she took on her husband's name, she wanted to give her first daughter a little piece of the Osborne. So there's that. That is why, and that's what went on. So that's my personal update for this week. Other than that, I kind of mentioned already the hectic week I have ahead. So there's that. Yeah, I can't. I'm racking my brain real quick. That was the awkward pause because I was like, what else do I have going on? But I don't know. We'll come at next week and see what stitching I got done and what goodness happened and go forward from there. Other than that, I can't think of anything else right now. Oh, well, I mentioned this. Somebody asked me what this was. It's Yonder from Hellos from Liz Matthew. I answered it in the comments. If you ever have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me. I try to get them answered as quick as possible. I do sometimes remember to answer them in here so that if anyone else was questioning it. But anyway, I'm rambling and I want to let you go so you can get on to your next video. So keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye.